Welcome to this workshop on digital marketing essentials. My name is Kishore Shankar Narayan, and I'm representing Alma Mater. Now, if you this on the screen, you're seeing all the digital presence that we have, and on your chat box, you'll have all the links available to you. What we expect, hope rather, is that you have already subscribed to our channels or like the pages, right? You have shared it. You have continuously been supporting us on a lot of things, but like the expectation is yes, much more. And yes, we have, since we have to go a long way, right? Please, if you have not done, if you have not shared, subscribed, liked our pages, please continue to do so, right? And don't forget to hit the bell icon wherever it is applicable. So the pages are for Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube as of now. And our website, there are a couple of them. One is almamater.co.in. That is for the details of all the kind of work that we have been doing since 2004. For AMSPARKS, AMSPARKS is the initiative of Alma Mater, and AMSPARKS is specially created for raising knowledge and skills of every individuals. Now, digital marketing essentials, what we are doing. Before that, let me just give you what happened. Alma Mater was launched in the year 2004. Right, ever since then, our company has been working on different sections. One of the sections that we have been working on is training and development. The other section is like KPO, that is the knowledge process outsourcing, right? It's the back-end activity that takes care, and then a recruitment and placement, wherein we continue to help all the different kind of companies to get their best recruits. Now, all these things have been done since 2004. Coming to the training sections, we have trained over 500,000 people over the years, ranging from 8th standard students till, if you go to the professionals who want coaching, who wants mentoring, all these things have been done over the past 17 years. But what we expect is, we need to grow more, and more opportunities we can create, and we should be able to help a lot of people. That's the whole idea of Alma Mater. And for this as the initiative, Sparks was launched a few years back, and now it's being digitized to help and support a lot of individuals. Now, Sparks is support program aimed at raising knowledge and skills. Now, today what we are going to discuss is about digital marketing. Now, we all know, a few things about digital marketing, but what we are going to discuss in this particular session is about digital marketing and its current trend, along with what holds in the future. What is digital marketing? We all might have some kind of understanding. We'll just reiterate the understanding of it. Now, what is social media, which is a part of digital marketing, What is search engine optimization, SEO, What are conversion rate optimization, We need probably a lot of people don't know about it, and that we need to know, because that's where the future is going to be. Google Console, we need to know about how it works. Why should we be doing digital marketing when there are a whole lot of traditional way of marketing available, and why only digital marketing? We will talk about it. We'll talk about a few methods of digital marketing, and social media use, which would be, right, let's understand about Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn. We'll just touch upon them, right, how it works, what it does. Email marketing and brand signals. That's why, right, these are, right, couple of things that would play a very important role. Understanding them, where it goes, what happens is, right, is one of the things that we will be discussing today. We'll talk about blog directory submissions. We'll have a brief idea about what they are. And then obviously we'll touch base on the other things like Google Analytics, meta tagging, what is pull digital marketing, and then what is push digital marketing, what is Google AdSense and Google AdWords. So these are, right, are for understanding purpose. It's not about that, like, okay, you have to know in depth about everything or anything, but then it's like you need to have a clear-cut understanding. And today what we are going to do is we are going to touch base on all this. But then what is expected out of us is like, these are the things that you need to dig deep into, do a lot of research on them, and continuously implement your research. This one page details, it takes approximately around 200 hours of, right, training. And if you are thinking of covering it in, right, 1.5 hours and 2 hours, you can understand how it is going to be challenging. But like, it's digital marketing, right, according to us, is on the go learning, right? Every day there will be something new that will be coming up. Every day there would be something that would not be, right, working anymore, right? It's a continuous change in systems that happens, and there will be continuous upgradation that happens. The latest upgradation does not work with old systems. So how that works? There are optimization that does not work, right? So all this learnings, right, that is happening, right, is on continuous basis. So what is expected is like we should be, right, on top of it. And if we have to be on top of it, we have to be, right, continuously seeing what's happening around. So about digital marketing, we all know digital marketing nowadays is a major component for marketing of any product or services or brand, right? Now, when you talk about the traditional way of marketing or the digital marketing, right, the one thing is always important in any of these cases is how you're providing that personal touch to people, how you're having the communication with them, what you're doing. Digital marketing, why it is taking precedence over the traditional way of doing marketing is that it is fast and quick, right? It can just go on one click of button, right? The cost can be lower for that, but then within that one click of button, it can reach, right, faster a lot of people. For example, if I just click on one button and submit it, it can reach, right, 1,000 people at the same time. Though this is the same way, right? It can, like, if I'm marketing on television, right, the same television can reach probably like 1 million people at the same time, right? But when you talk about comparison of the cost, if I have to have a 30-second ad on, right, any kind of channels, right, television channels, right, the cost is going to make a lot of difference. Social media marketing or digital marketing, the cost need not be that much. Same way for the efforts to create a right an ad for television, right? It takes a lot of efforts. Radios. So there are different ways, there are different mediums where this traditional right can also overlap with the right digital marketing. But then yes, it's all going to be a team effort between the traditional marketing and the digital marketing. Now digital marketing nowadays, it's something like a trending thing, or it's in fashion thing. Now it's, if you have to understand very simply, it is nothing but internet marketing. Whatever devices that you have, or whatever technology that you have, which where you are using internet, it's the digital marketing where you're using that. Email marketing, engine optimization, social media are the components of digital marketing. So that's where we need to be understanding that how digital marketing can take us to the next level and what lies in the future. Same way, digital marketing is a field which is not just restricted to right either sales or marketing, because everybody, it's like about the presence that is there, right? It's like everybody wants to be there, right? Rather than everybody needs to be there. It's like it's just on the go, like whether it is going to be a small business owner, or it's going to be a working professional, or a politician, or a bureaucrat, or film star, a sports person, right? There is a sense of right to be there on the digital uh, front, right? And in the coming years, if they are not going to use any kind of digital presence, right, it's going to change a lot. And it's probably like sometimes you can tell that it may make or break a person within a few hours time, right, if digital marketing presence is not there. uh, in simple terms, right, we have to form a habit of using digital marketing presence. It's a slow process also. It's not that like, okay, you go and then just say bang and like you're having your presence everywhere and you're doing that. No, you have to create a foundation for the future as well. That's just a brief about what digital marketing is. Now, why we have selected interns to do this rather than just right go ahead with our company to just set up. One major thing is right, we are looking out for creating more and more opportunities rather than just revenue based models, right? Revenue based model is one important thing that we will be focusing, but it has to accompany with more and more opportunities to be created. That's one of the major reasons why Sparks has been initiated by Alma Mater. Now, there are two ways of growth. Like we just say, when you say linear growth, the sky just rockets straight and it goes on top. And the same way, if it is not handled properly, it can come down also, right? So we don't want, right? We do want linear growth to a certain level, but then it has to be organically grown so that the foundation becomes very strong. So every time, right, you right are going to create a lead, right? It needs to be organically done, but then there can be some kind of support where linear growths are right sustain. It's like when you're having a very strong foundation, you go, we allow mistakes, because if you don't do mistakes, that means like you're not creative enough to generate something new. What we want is, we want you to be, right, creative. We want you to understand, and how you can be creative is like, you really focus on something, right? You give your ideas, your imaginations a chance of presenting itself, right? And you work on them and then implement. This is one thing, that is, if you're seeing your future as a digital marketing expert, right? Creativity is one thing that is going to be questioned all the time, right? You did certain things mechanically, that's fine. But then what was your creative front? What did you attach to certain things is what is one of the questions that is going to be. And the most important thing that we are expecting from all of you is peer-to-peer learning. Now, what does that means here is, right, what we have all these topics that we are going to discuss, right? Like we saw, there is an entire list of topics that we are going to discuss. But what we expect out of you on this front is, each of you, right, will have to, right, pass on the learning to others. And we want you to train the others also on something that you really specialize. Let me give an example, right? One of these days, we want Prasanna, right, to train all of you, right, on probably, right, meta tagging, right? Because that's what your specialization, or that's what you have been working on. Or we want you to train on how to channelize YouTube's properly. Others, same way, like when you're talking about Spandana has been working on, right, content. So we want you to have your observation and train all the others. For example, if you're going to have 100 interns in the next few months time, all this 100 interns should know, right, what you're specializing in. And all of you have to be, right, whatever is your learnings, note down those learnings, work on them, and tell us and present it to all the others, so that all of you are jointly growing. The scope is so much for learning. It's too far difficult for an individual to digest everything. And so we want you to share each of them. Like when we were speaking about tools of the trade, right? We spoke about the ideas, right? If one person has the idea and he shares with the other, and the other also has an idea, both of them have 2 ideas each. So if all of you have ideas and you're working on it, you're sharing on the ideas and learning from each other, you will grow much faster. That's one of the most important thing that we need to. Brand signals. Now, we want you to really focus on the brand signal, because, right, Alma Mater by itself is already a brand. And we are allowing, with the brand, we are allowing you to do some kind of mistakes for your creativity. But you have to be really serious about not really making some big mistakes. It's all about like the creative process. Like there would be objections, there would be things that would not go your way, but that should not stop you from being creative. But like you have to really understand that maintaining the brand or taking the brand to the next level is a very big responsibility. It's not just like, okay, there is one more brand and we are working on it. No, it's, you need to be constantly focused on developing and, right, make yourself as the part of this brand, right? All the pages that are there constantly be on all the digital marketing pages where you're constantly seeing any kind of errors, right? Whether you made the error or somebody else made the error, right? Constantly we need to rectify, we need to check if they are working properly or not. All these things needs to be there. And when you do that, we are going to be prepared for any kind of changes that comes under the next algorithm. Like for example, if Google suddenly changes or adds certain algorithm, right, which says, I mean, for example, if like there is for email marketing, if there is a word called Facebook on your email, right, uh, Google possibly is sending that email automatically to promotions just because it has got that word Facebook. So for example, you're going to type, right, a big email and you're saying that, okay, I mean, I'll contact you on Facebook. You have not provided any kind of links or anything. Email marketing algorithm is going to, right, change and it's going to search through your email, right? Every email is being crawled by computer. So, I mean, the server systems that backend which they have. So it will read that and it will say that, okay, there is a word called Facebook. So it would automatically switch it over to the promotional mail that they have. It may not send it to the spam, but it's possibly going to send it onto the, right? So if your email has, okay, my Facebook page, my this, so at the end, if it is has, so in the body it has, it on the subject matter it has. So all this, right, the algorithm calculates and then it sends it to the, right. So you need to be on top of it. You need to be very clear that what is happening, right? Same way, every platform that is going to be updated, what's happening with that platform. For example, AMSPARKS, your platform, learning platform, right? We are on constantly updating, right? We recently have, right? We are on the verge of updating for chat features for teachers and students, right? So you need to be that, okay, whether the chat features are working properly or not, whether how is the chat feature working and how are the other features working, whether the videos which has been uploaded by a particular teacher is working properly or not, whether the content on the page where teachers have uploaded are proper or not. All these things you need to be on top of it, right? Everybody plays their own role and they'll have that, right? But when you're doing all this, focus one thing at a time, right? Focus on certain things and then you will move ahead. Anybody understands what are these icons on the left side?
Share, like, and subscribe.
Like, share, like, subscribe, right? And what would be this part and this part?
Comment.
Comment and
Contact.
The bell icon.
the bell icon. Okay, so these are important things. See, these icons are going to be important when you're going to be, right, or working on any kind of digital marketing, any place in the world, right? These are the things which are going to generate a lot of data and traffic. And if you're going to work on some things, right, or if you're going to be focused on, right, let's say the AMSPARKS website or any social media pages, right? You have to focus on what's happening and contribute your understanding, right? It's not just like, right, the page is going to go viral or something like that, but then like slowly it will start developing. So let's say you're all of you are learning from the tools of the right selling videos which are there on YouTube, right? If you're not, right, please go to the right YouTube channel and see. And after you watch the video, right, if you, whatever is your understanding or whatever is your question, right, if you post a comment on it, right, or click the share button and share it, right, all these are going to be calculated. And these are the things that are going to show us our analytical reports. If you don't do that, the analytics are not going to have enough data to show you some results. So as an intern, right, you need to be constantly on this page. You need to be constantly working on how many likes are there. Discuss among all of you and say that, okay, these are so many likes, what we need to do, where we need to share it, right? What exactly happens, right? If we have subscribed it, if, who are the other people who need to subscribe it, right? The bell icon, right? The comments, all these things are going to be, are the important part of the social media. So you need to be on top of it. Now, like we have discussed earlier also, if you have gone through the data science videos where we were discussing what kind of data is being generated, right? Every minute this is what happens in the internet, and internet is the main source for digital marketing. And if you see, there is so much of data that is being generated every minute, right? It is going to be overwhelming for a lot of things. A simple thing, right? If let's say somebody is going to, right, do, right, a WhatsApp text, right, a marketing on WhatsApp text, right, you see this figure, it's right, just on these two parts, right, you have 69 million messages sent every 60 seconds. That means every second more than a million messages are sent and received, right? On your regular text, right, just regular text, 21 million a minute. So that means 3 to 4 lakh messages goes every second, right? Facebook scrolling happens a million times, right, every minute. So many hours of watch hours, content being uploaded. Forget about being watched. Watched is pretty high, but every hour that is being uploaded, right? So the contents that are being generated all over is so high and so overwhelming for, right? The future generation is at one point is going to get tired of, right, so many things happening all over the world. Like for example, you take yourself for instance, how much time are you going to spend on just WhatsApp in a day? Make a note of it, right? Okay, this much time you are consciously doing. How much time are you spending on your regular videos, right, on YouTube? What are you doing, right? Make a note and see how many apps are you downloading in a month, right? You will know that how many. And just if you're going to average it out, right, just see what happens with 800 crore people across the globe, right? 8 billion is the population, and what's happening there. So these are the data that is going to be worked on, right? And you are going to use one of these to promote your product when you're talking about digital marketing. And if your target audience is somewhere here, right, you need to go accordingly. If your target marketing is, right, students of a particular range, and those students are only using Instagram, right, how are you going to use it? That's what you need to learn about and process things. Now, the current trend that is happening, all the kind of companies, whether it is a Fortune 100 company or a flower vendor, they are leveraging the digital marketing, right? You all must be knowing about it, but then why are they, right, using digital marketing? We spoke earlier, right? Are they really being able to leverage it to the extent that is necessary? No, right? Because everybody wants to be, right, a viral section in a single hour. Eh, So the rule is, when you talk about fame, every single person in the world in their lifetime is going to get a 5-minute fame by default. Every person during their lifetime, they will definitely get a 5-minute fame. Whether you're going to be part of that 5-minute fame of the other person is different. For example, I will be famous for at least 5 minutes in my lifetime. But that does not mean that you're going to be a part of that 5-minute fame. There might be a lot of other things that might be happening around. So it depends. But then you want that 5 minute every time, right? That's one of the things that can be challenging. How you do viral marketing, that's altogether different set of digital marketing learning that we will see at a later stage. All the startups are using money for sales and marketing, right? Remember that, right? When they say that, okay, I want to pump in money or please invest in my company, they are not saying that please invest in my company per se for certain things or designing a product or creating certain things, right? They are saying I want money for marketing. So digital marketing has so much of funds. Even during recession, if digital marketing is going to generate revenue, people are going to pump in money because it's going to generate revenue, right? Paid advertisements are continuously going to generate revenue because, right, it is going to provide returns. But where you do, how you do is all what digital marketing is all about. I'm not sure whether you know this part, but this part is one of the very important part. It says the voice search. So people are just saying that, hey, Google, where is the next gas station or next petrol pump? Rather than typing, right, nearest gas station, they are saying that. So they are using their, right, voice search much more than, right, the regular texting way. So, and that is on a constant rise. So there would be a time then there would be like the Alexa and Google or Siri, right, will be the talk of the town. Now, if you see this chart, right, every minute, right, you have 932 audio devices shipped, right? Whether it is Google Home, whether it is Amazon, right? Echo, they are being shipped. You have small devices that are being shipped. So that's one thing that you need to understand. That is because it's very easy. People are going to. So you have to digitize your system to such an extent that the voice is able to do their search on the internet, right, which will be a regular touch. The computer is going to search on behalf of you. and give you the result. Okay, so the keywords are very important. You're going to present and play, right? Social share per post is on a dip. People are not doing their social shares. They are placing content over content over content. Everybody is putting their life on to the what do you say, internet. But are others sharing that? It's on a constant decline. People are saying that, okay, I received the same content from 10 different places. Which one should I share? So it's on a steady decline. So we cannot depend on social shares which are there on the post. Same way, Spandana, this is very important for you because you're working on content, right? Blogs, right? When you're talking about this, your organic traffic is going to be the key, right? Every blog that you're writing or everything that you're writing about. For example, you're seeing the course, which is there on AMSPARKS site. And for that course, you have written a blog that is going to bring in more traffic than just one ad, right? So you have to be, I'm talking about the organic growth, which is going to end in conversion. An ad can bring in traffic to your site, but if your site does not have the right kind of content, it is not going to get cut. So that's where all of you need to focus, that whether the content are proper or not. Same way when you're doing your digital marketing for any company, that's what you need to, one of the things that you need to work on. Constantly, there are, all the digital marketers who are developing blogs, you're working on that and pushing it across different mediums, right? The same way, we need to be working on it. We can work on digital marketing, but at the same time, we need to work on, creating quality content is very important. So you need to have the teachers explaining you what it is. So you need to contact the teachers. They will explain you. According to that, you will create a blog, paste it. You will do your Google, research, and then present it, whatever is your understanding. So constantly, you need to be on top of it. And the next thing that we are going to discuss, before that, just understand why this works is because it's giving information rather than selling product. So blogs, if it starts just every time you're talking about something, if you're going to sell your product, it's not going to work. You have to be constantly thinking that, okay, how this blog is going to be helpful for the third person who is going to read it. How beneficial it is going to be. Your thought process has to be streamlined to that. And from there, you go to the next part. Understood so far? Anybody has any questions so far?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No? Okay. Reshma, any questions? Prasanna, others? Anybody?
No, sir. No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No? Okay. So understand, these are huge responsibilities on you, because you are going to create a foundation for all this system, right? So you need to be working on this. And the next part, which is the most surprising part, right? Not really surprising for digital marketers, right? We have been using them all the time, but this is what the key is. translation. I'm uploading a video, right, in English, right? But then there is somebody else who is translating it. For example, Sushmita is there today here.
No, sir, she joined, but she left. She has some network issues.
Okay. So now Sushmita has, right, we know that she has got a lot of linguistic background where she understands all different languages. She has been, right, if she is able to convert this into regional language. For example, if you're going to help a teacher who is teaching in Hindi, right, to convert the same thing in Marathi or Gujarati, right, that is going to bring in more traffic than a single language or say a post or an advertisement or anything, right? The video, right, regular video is always there, but this translating things from one to the other is going to be the key for the future all the time, because it's regionally, especially in India, regionally it is so important and so well knitted and what do you say, so well bonded regionally that that's going to work. For example, if I'm posting a video in English, right, that would have less followers, right, or subscribers than somebody who is posting the same thing in the regional language. Now you have seen all the, right, different kind of movies, right, whether it is the South Indian movie or the, right, whether it is going to be the Gujarati movies or they getting translated into a different movie, some good movie, some good English movie translated into Hindi, right, or in Tamil. For, right, when you say watch something in let's say Prime, right, it asks you which option, what is your option that you want, right? Whether you want to watch it in English, whether you want to watch it in Hindi, English, I mean Tamil, or any languages across the globe, right? It asks you, and then it says that okay, the subtitles can be in English. So that is bringing in more traffic, and it is going to be the future. So you have to talk to all the teachers who are there, right? Understand their perspective, help them create content, help them create translated content, and do it. Now, all the outdated contents which are there needs to be re-updated. This is one of the very important thing, right? Once you place the content, it's not going to be like, okay, I have placed the content, it's there for lifetime. No, right? Like when you do your SEO, you understand that the pages are being ranked, right? If there is no work happening in a particular page, right, it is going to go right below, and it's going to go in the 10th page or the 15th page, right? So things like that. So there are millions and billions of searches that are happening continuously. So you have to constantly update. The updation is so important that if you're creating 3 pieces of, right, social media system, right, one has to be on the update, right? That means if you're creating 3 blog posts, just for an example, out of the 3 blog posts, one has to be, which is the update of the previous one. So you have to see a very old article, which is there, which was placed right earlier. The same thing, you reword it, right? You don't have to be very creative in that, but like you can present the same thing, right? For example, if somebody has written about one prayer, any prayer that you can select, right? If that prayer, right, if you want, and that company is saying that we want to just work, right, work on something, same prayer for a particular occasion, all right, it goes on top, because on that particular day, right, let's say if it is going to be Hanuman Chalisa, right, every day Hanuman Chalisa is getting updated, but then on the day of Hanuman Jayanti, Hanuman Chalisa will have more impact, because that is the day when like a lot of people are focusing on re-updating the old versions, and they are being creatively presenting things, right? That's one thing that is going to work in the future a lot, right? Regional content is a very big thing that you need to focus on when you're doing digital marketing, right? One thing that you need to work on really hard is finding regions. So if you have teachers who can, right, talk in the regional language, please, right, talk to them and ask them to create a webinar or a presentation or anything in the regional language. And when then those contents are there, it's going to go definitely viral, right? If not immediately, at some point of time, people are going to rush in to watch it. So you're updating the contents constantly. At the same time, right, you're right gaining the traffic through the regional based content. And this regional based content are going to be the foundation for the future. The languages in local systems are not going to change. All right. So your teaching in the local language is not going to change. But if you're going to talk about it, you need to be right regionally present. So ensure that you are working on those systems properly, right? Invest your time, and most importantly, there is something called as conversion optimization. So you have, right, COR, which is conversion optimization rate, right? That is going to play a very important role, right? So note down that part, that how many people are visiting, right? You can, right, talk to Google, you can check on Google, right, console, or you can check on Google Trends. What are the trends that are happening? What are the keywords picking? We'll talk about it at the later stage, now today itself. But then you need to be understanding the conversion optimization rate has the lowest investment, but the highest rate of returns. So if you're focused on that, you should be, right? If 100 people are coming in as and visiting your site, and you're able to convert, right, 7 of them or 8 of them, it's a very good number, right? This is what is going to, right, build in traffic. So you have to create a system and the funnel where all this are coming properly. Be focused on that. Clear about it so far? Any questions?
No, sir.
No? Are you guys noting down everything, whatever you are understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. please do note down, because that is very important. Even while you're watching this video, right, whenever you watch or rewatch any kind of videos from, right, our past also, right, or in the future, whenever you're going to watch it, right, ensure that like you have some place where you're noting down points. For example, you're watching a movie also, right? If you have the habit of noting down some points, some kind of dialogue that sticks to you forever, note it down, because that might be helpful somewhere when you're doing your own presentations, right, locally. That's very important. Improves your personality.